Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mindfully Mo show. I am your host Monique, and thank you so much for joining me yet again for another video. We are in the lab, we are in the kitchen, so you already know once we are here, we're about to chef up and cook up something good, cook up something nice. Okay, so I wanted to come on and share with you guys because I was going to make like an upcycled pasta. I was cleaning out some of the some stuff that I had in the fridge, and I had like some leftover eggplant puree and coconut milk and arugula. So I figured I make a little something and share with you guys what I create. So this is kind of going to be like a what they call like a kitchen sink kind of vibe, where you have a whole bunch of stuff that you're mixing up, but you know it don't even matter because once you have flavor, it's like a nice, you know. The ingredients that I'm going to be using today is going to be starting with this. Please do not throw any tomatoes at me, especially the Italians. I'm sorry. You know, I took Italian years ago. I do not remember everything, but I'm going to be using this orecchiette. I think that was a good first attempt, you know, even if it's not right. I'm going to be using this pasta. I really love this brand as well too, Flora. I'm also going to be using this roasted eggplant spread. Y'all, I actually bought this in Marshalls. I know I'm one of those people that buy food in Marshalls. I don't care. There's always good finds everywhere you go. So I found this in there, and the ingredients, that's the main reason why I bought it. It's a product of Greece, and the ingredients is literally roasted eggplant, citric acid, and salt. So it's not a whole bunch of preservatives, not a whole bunch of ingredients that I can't understand. And sometimes I like to have easy stuff like this on hand. So have some of this left over that I want to upcycle and use up. I also had like a half a mason jar of some coconut milk. You know, so we can't make coconut milk spoil. You know we cannot make any coconut milk go to waste. So we are going to use this up, even though it never would because I use it with everything. I actually found this in the freezer. It's maybe about 20 little green peas in here, y'all. So I figured I'd use it up, just some plain green peas. I personally like peas in my pasta. I do not mind. So there's that. So I'm going to use up some of that. And then I also do have some arugula. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use this yet. I don't know, especially because I'm using this smaller pasta. Maybe if I was using more of a penne. I don't know. We'll see how my creative juices, where they lead me. Alright, so stay tuned if you want to see the end result and the process of how we go from this, the prep, to an actual full-on tasty, creamy pasta. So now we are going to be moving on to making our base for the sauce. So far I just peeled and put about 6 to 7 cloves of garlic, a little piece of onion. I personally do not like a lot of onion in my pasta, so I just put a relatively small piece, relatively a pretty thick slice. And then remember we said we cleaning out the fridge, so I also found this cute little, how cute, this little pepper. It make my hand look so big. And I'm just going to pop this in my little blender. I used to have a little small food processor and I don't have it anymore, so I'm just having to resort to this. If you do not have a little mini if you do not have a food processor, it definitely makes things a lot easier when it comes to chopping up vegetables and stuff like this. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to pop it on this blender here. We are not going to blend it until it's smooth. We just want it to almost be like it's chopped. Smells so nice. So that's kind of, ooh, that's kind of what it's looking like. That's how you know that the food is gonna die. Once your eyes start burning and your nose starts sneezing and yeah, you already know. What we are doing today is a one-pot meal as well. So we are making everything in one pot. We are not trying to add a whole bunch of dishes and pots to the sink. So we're going to be making everything in one pot. So I'm going to be adding in my pasta. How cute is this spoon handle? As that is cooking, you can go ahead and take this time to do whatever prep that you need to do. Thankfully for us, because we're using like the eggplant, it's already peeled, it's already, you know, pureed, so we don't have to do anything there. But let's say if you do have a few dishes in the sink, if you do have some trash, like what I have, onion trash or whatever that's laying around, you can use this time to kind of make it a little bit easier for yourself. So as you're cooking, you're kind of cleaning up after yourself, so you don't leave everything at the end as well. So as this pasta is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of this onion trash that I left here, whatever else that I have left around that I can pick up, and in no time pasta is going to be ready. We're going to use the same pot and make our sauce, pour back in the pasta, and then boom. So now that my pasta is almost al dente, now we're going to add in the peas. They still need to be cooked for a few minutes. So this is just going to limit the amount of time that I probably just have to cook them in the sauce, and maybe they're not cooked all the way through. So I'm just going to throw them into the water here just to simmer and cook for a few minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and speed up the process of adding in my seasonings to, this is the bell pepper, onion, and garlic mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and start in with some salt. Of course, if I need more, I can go ahead and add afterwards. This is just some garlic powder with some parsley. And it's very hard for me to cook with seasonings because I truly think that cooking can just be a very wholesome and soulful and very spiritual connection with your food and overall experience. So, you know, as they say, I just season until my heart says stop. And if I need to make any adjustments, whether I added too much salt, not enough salt, whatever the case may be, then I'll go ahead and adjust. So that was just some salt and fresh cracked pepper. Now I'm going to go in with these seasonings that I got from Miss Tab. Auntie Tab is doing her big one with these, so I use these seasonings a lot. This is my second bottle of each. So I am going to start with this one. Like sweet, like smoky. Now this one, the sweet and smoky one, it has a very strong flavor. It does have a very strong flavor and fragrance, and it also has a little bit of brown sugar in there. So I'm just being a little light-handed with this one, because sometimes it can overpower the dish, especially if that's not really the flavors that I'm going for. Now this one, this is the truth. This one is perfect for all of my pasta type dishes. It's garlic, black pepper, and lemon. So I'm just going in pretty generously with that. And then I'm going to just stir fry this a little bit and then add in our eggplants. So now that the pasta is done cooking, I'm actually going to save some of that pasta water. So I'm just taking this measuring cup. It just makes it a little bit more, a little less messy. Strain it off and just pop that into the cup. I normally don't use an entire cup of the pasta water, so I'm just doing about half a cup, just in case I need it. And look how cool this is. Get into it. I love this cup. Alright, so let's strain the pasta. I'm going to go in and start with our sauce. So we have our seasonings here that we did. Now I'm going to add in the eggplant spread. Now if you want to make this at home and you do not have this eggplant spread, you do not need it at all. I actually love to make eggplant pasta. Maybe I'll do another video making it from scratch that way. But you can simply make the same eggplant pasta just by either roasting or simply dicing and stir frying your eggplant, because they get pretty soft. It's not hard for them to kind of become this mushy consistency a little bit. So when I actually make it from scratch, it has more texture because I julienne the eggplant. So really thin slices, and it comes out really good, really creamy. But like I said, I already have this, and we gonna use it up. Okay. Now that we have everything all sizzling and kind of, you know, merging those flavors together, I just poured my coconut milk into this because you know that we don't waste nothing. So I went ahead and just rinsed out the jar with some of that pasta water and added some into this one as well too. Look how beautiful that looks already. Hold on, it's not even as beautiful yet. Just wait till we get that stir. Keep stirring. While that is simmering, you can go ahead and take this time to also add any additional seasonings you may need. Give your sauce a little test taste and see if you need to add anything. I'm just really adding a little bit of all my original seasonings. A little salt, a little pepper, a little Auntie Tab. Gotta have fresh cracked pepper in your pasta. Honestly, once I started using this black pepper, fresh cracked pepper like this, I never went back to regular powdered black pepper. So I just bought this little container. Whee! Caught it. I just bought this little container off of Amazon, and I just constantly buy the peppercorns, and just refill them and keep them in here. I'm going to be adding in my secret ingredient now. You know, once you watching the channel and you're subscribed, you're officially a part of the Mind Tribe. So since y'all the Mind Tribe, I'm going to put y'all on some game. Now, when you are making a dairy-free pasta sauce or any type of sauce, you need something that is going to give it some body. Even when I use coconut cream, sometimes it just needs a little help. So I'm just going to use a little bit of some hummus. Yep, you heard it right, and you heard it from me first. We're just going to go ahead and stir in a little bit of hummus. That's just going to thicken up our sauce, give it a little bit more body. Do not worry, it does not alter the taste, but maybe if you do not like hummus, or if that is one of your enemies that you watch out for, maybe you won't like that little tidbit, but if you don't mind hummus, and you also want a little extra protein in there, because everybody's always worried about where you get protein from when you are plant-based. So if you are looking for something more protein heavy, I've made pasta sauces mostly using hummus before. So once again, if that's something that you're interested in, seeing like a protein-packed pasta or protein-packed meal, just let me know down below in the comments, because you know what we do in the lab. We make things happen. And we make things happen without compromising flavor, without compromising any macronutrients. So let me know. Oh, I'm also going to add a little bit of lemon. Ooh, all right, so we just made some creamy, dairy-free, vegetarian pasta. This meal took right about 30 minutes, honestly. If it wasn't for me filming this, it would have taken me a lot faster to finish, but very easy, very quick, very customizable. Like I said, this was just stuff that I just had laying around in my fridge that I kind of wanted to get rid of. So here we are, the taste test of this creamy pasta. Let's get into, hopefully I can tilt it. Oh no, it's not tilting with me. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I just added some extra pepper, black pepper on top. Let's give it a try. Okay. Extra, let me tell you, let me just say one thing. You see, with dairy-free pastas and stuff, sometimes they get a bad rep because of the cheeses and this and that does not give that authentic, creamy taste. It's because we're trying to make something what it's not. Those dairy cheese, you know, I've been dairy-free, I've been plant-based for almost 8 years now, and those dairy-free cheeses, it just don't hit the same. It's just, I don't care what cayenne pepper and what smoked paprika y'all put in there. It's just not, unless someone can prove me wrong. And I am a cheese person. I still consume cheese. My favorite is Parmesan. I don't eat all cheeses. I'm very picky, but it just doesn't compare. So when I'm making my pastas, I don't really go trying to manipulate those dairy-free cheeses because it's only so far manipulation can go. What I try to do is utilize ingredients that are more similar to that texture that I'm going for. So coconut milk is very creamy, has a great fat profile, and we know fat is what contributes to things being really nice and creamy. The hummus, that's just something to give it that thickening, some more of that flavor, some more of that protein, like I said, really more so for the thickening aspect. And here we are. And when you put this in the fridge and you warm it up tomorrow, it's not going to be dry because we got some extra creaminess going on. Let's go ahead and dive in. Let me tell you, there's so many flavors going on in here right now. I need a second bite. There's this smoky flavor that I'm getting from the eggplants, and you don't get that smokiness when you first put the food into your mouth, but you see when you swallow it, it's like that aftertaste. It's amazing. Just get into this. Hear me? Oh. I think this is actually this would be pretty kid friendly as well too. It's very creamy. Kids tend to like the creamy stuff, maybe without all the extra stuff. Maybe keep it a little bit more plain for the kiddies, but because the eggplant is pureed and it's smooth, it creates a little bit more texture in that sauce. So honestly, I didn't even really need to add the hummus, and I wasn't even thinking about that because that's just my go-to, but it didn't even really need the hummus because the eggplant, since it's pureed, it was already kind of in that creamy texture. So it didn't really need much, but I really like this. I never made this pasta with that jarred eggplant before. I always just do it from scratch, where I cut up the eggplants and stir fry it from scratch on my own. This can go on. Before I eat the entire bowl in front of y'all face, thank you so much for watching and staying tuned. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your attention. Okay, if it's something that you would try, let me know. If it's something that you maybe tried and made your own modifications or whatever the case may be, leave a comment down below and let me know the different stuff, the different changes that you made to it, and what you like about it, what you would maybe even improve as well too. So let me know. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to comment. Make sure you like this video if you really enjoyed cooking with me, being in the lab with me, and make sure you also subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, make sure you officially join the Mind Tribe by going over to my blog mindfullymode.com and subscribing. My Instagram, Good Eats with Mo, where you see all things food. But you can find all of my platforms either here or on my website, on my blog, mindfullymode.com. So go ahead and make you some dairy-free creamy pasta and let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.